everyone, and welcome to EWA Thursday Trauma. We're starting things off tonight with Katie Temper Tatum and Meow as Tatum just runs her over with a clothesline and now repeatedly dropping elbows. These two have a bit of a history together as they clashed leading up to and at EWA Showdown at Sundown several months ago. This is the first time that we've seen them mix it up since then. And now Mimi takes Tatum over the shoulder and down to the mat as she locks in a side headlock. Tatum, though, with a head scissor is able to escape. And now Mimi looking for a way out, but Tatum really putting the squeeze on with the head scissors here. Can Mimi get out of this? Oh, Tatum lifts up the leg and drives it into the face of Meow, who goes to the outside. And look at this, Temper Tatum off the top rope with a double axe handle to the floor. Mimi, though, catches her with a kick to the head and then snapmares her over and follows it up with a kick to the back. Mimi grabs on. Oh, driving in the knee into the face. And now working over the arm of Temper Tatum. Mimi now picks her back up and sends her into the ring. Mimi gonna go up to the top turnbuckle here. The cat's looking to fly. Diving crossbody, but Tatum able to avoid it and watches Mimi crash to the mat. Tatum now sends Mimi over the top rope and all the way to the floor. But Mimi right back to her feet. Tatum now scoops her up. Sidewalk slam takes her down. She goes for the cover here. She gets one, but that's all she gets as Mimi kicks out. Tatum now grabs Mimi by the head, pulls her up to her feet, and then tosses her over towards the corner. Proof that cats don't always actually land on their feet. As Tatum now brings Mimi over to the ropes. And now look at this. Has the arm wrapped around that top rope. Tatum now Irish whip across the ring to the corner. Oh, thought I had second thoughts here. She charges in with an avalanche, but Mimi moves out of the way. But Tatum catches the right hand, and now look at this. Choke slams her down to the mat. Tatum now goes for the cover. She gets two, but Mimi kicks out at two. It was last weekend at Final Judgment that Meow was able to score her revenge on Banshee Suzuki, but no, Tatum with that head and shoulders suplex, dropping her right on her head. Tatum now into the cover, and she hooks the outside leg. She gets two, and Mimi gets the right shoulder up. Tatum questioning the count of the referee. Thought she had the three for sure. And now Tatum crashing down onto the back of Meow. Tatum now sizing her up here. What she got in mind. Kick to the midsection. Oh, could be thinking temper bomb, but Mimi counters with a back body drop. Oh, but Tatum caught her with a kick. But Mimi, though, catches her coming in, sends her off on the Irish whip. Oh, but Tatum catches her with a clothesline. Mimi grabs onto the head, drops down into a jawbreaker, kick to the knee. And now Mimi bringing Tatum over towards the ropes. And now look at this, it's Mimi with Tatum's arm wrapped around the rope there. Mimi starting to feel it here. Uh-oh, underhook here. She's got her up. Vertebreaker. Mimi goes for the pin. She hooks the leg. 1, 2. No, Tatum powers out at 2. Mimi now. Oh, what's she thinking? Maybe she was going off the ropes there, but decided to change her mind. Oh, roundhouse kick to the head. Mimi now, second turnbuckle on the inside. Tatum trying to get back to her feet. Mimi dives, drop kick, and it connects. Tatum rolls out to the outside, and Mimi quickly going out after her, giving her no time to rest. Oh, but Tatum able to kick her away. But Mimi, charges in and tackles her down to the floor. Mimi now with a hammerlock, and now she grabs onto the other arm. Oh, look at this. She's got it bent in an awkward direction, and now stomping on the arm. Mimi drops the elbow onto the back of Tatum. Picks her up, but Tatum grabs onto the arm and sends her down to the floor. Referee's count is up to 5. It's up to 6, and Tatum picks up the leg and spikes the knee into the floor. Counts at 7, and now Tatum gonna go to the top turnbuckle again. Flying elbow, but she crashes down to the mat. Mimi gets back into the ring, and she catches Tatum coming in, sends her off on the Irish whip, goes behind, German suplex. Mimi now rolls her over. Oh, I thought she might be going for the cover, but instead wants to deliver more punishment with a kick to the back. Mimi now daring her to get back to her feet. She grabs onto her, slams her face first into the top turnbuckle, and now Mimi grabs onto the head, charges out, bulldog. Who would have thought we'd ever see a cat with a bulldog? And then diving off the middle rope with a splash. Mimi sizing her up. Oh, but Tatum able to avoid, taking her down with another clothesline. Tatum grabs onto the head, but Mimi counters to the middle. Oh, up, look at that. Went for the drop kick, but came up a little bit short. Mimi, though, takes her down. She goes for the cover. She hooks the leg. She gets 2. And no, Tatum able to kick out. Mimi thought she had the win for sure. She picks Tatum back up. Here she goes, sending her over to the corner. Mimi. Oh, look at this. A flurry of forearms and elbows. And now stomps in the corner. Mimi now goes for the cover. She gets 1. She gets 2. And she gets the 3. Let's go to the replay here as we see Tatum early on diving to the outside with that double axe handle, and then hoisting Mimi up and down with a sidewalk slam. And then Tatum, check this out, grabs her by the throat up and down with the choke slam. She would hook the leg, but Mimi would manage a kick out. And then Tatum here, check this out, grabs her by the head, just whips her with that suplex, dropping her right on her head. And somehow Meow would recover for the kick out. And then Mimi would turn things around here, the double underhook, and then drops her down with the vertebraker. And she would go for the pin, but Temper Tatum was not finished yet. And off the ropes, Mimi with that released German suplex. And then hooking her up for another pin. But Tatum again would kick out. And then Mimi would send her into the corner. And then look at this. The cat scratch fever in the corner. Just taking her down. And then that was finally enough to keep Tatum down for 3. Meow. Heading to the winner's circle to kick us off this week on Thursday Trauma. Next up here on Thursday Trauma, it's Vince Varick taking on the West Coast Kid, KJ Monroe. Bell sounds and we're underway as Varick catching Monroe with a right to start things off and now locking him in a rear waistlock. Monroe trying to escape, but Varick squeezing the life out of him here. And now Varick rolls him up with a schoolboy, but KJ able to kick out. And now look at this, KJ jackknifes on top of him. Varick, look at the flexibility as he bridges up and then takes him down with a backslide. But Monroe kicks out. Varick now sends him off on the Irish whip. Picks him up. Pop-up power slam by Vince Varick. Varick now. Oh, KJ counters. Oh, jumped in, maybe looking for a drop kick, but Varick caught him and now drives the elbow into the knee. Varick now sizing up Monroe. Sets him up. Snap suplexes him over. Varick now out to the outside. Slingshot, somersault, senton, but I don't think he got any of it there. And now Monroe able to get back to his feet. And both men locked up, and now it's the West Coast Kid with the rear waist lock on Big Vince Varick. And KJ, you can see, doesn't actually have the hands locked here, but able to still hold on, and now rolls him up into a schoolboy. Turnabout's fair play, but Varick kicks out. Monroe catches him on the apron here, and then stun guns him on the top rope and down to the floor. Monroe grabs onto the leg and now drives the knee into the floor on the outside. KJ now tries to get Varick back towards the ring, but now Varick has the upper hand. Oh, release German suplex on the outside. And now Varick follows it up with a stomp to the face. Uh-oh. Standing moonsault by the big man. And then follows it up with a shooting star press. What agility by the 400-plus pound Vince Varick. As he now sends KJ Monroe back into the ring. Varick now sends Monroe into the corner. Double axe handle to the back of the head and a forearm to the back. Varick now driving the shoulder repeatedly into the midsection. And now the knee right into the chest. Just putting all of that pressure. And now Varick's going to go to the top rope here. Oh, look out. KJ getting to his feet. Crossbody attempt at Monroe. Thankfully moved out of the way. Sends him off in the Irish whip. KJ drops down. Leapfrogs back the other way. And a back elbow sends Varick down. Monroe to the apron. Springboard elbow. And it connects. Oh, and KJ's getting fired up here now. Oh, he charges in, but Varick caught him on the way in. And now Varick sets him up. Oh, he charged in, but KJ low-bridged him over the top rope and to the floor. Monroe now gonna go to the outside. Knee to the face. Clubs him in the back and then drops the knee right across the back, but Varick whips the arm and sends him down to the floor. Varick now, look out. Oh no, deadlift German suplex on the outside. Oh, but somehow Monroe able to recover and pick the ankle. Monroe back into the ring. He goes to break the count, but Varick catches him here, picks him up high into the air. Oh, look at him just holding him up in the air. The power of Vince Varick, letting the blood rush to the head and drops him down with the suplex on the floor. Varick now picks him back up, puts him up onto the shoulders in a fireman's carry. KJ wriggles his way out of it and then drops him with an inverted DDT. Monroe now picks Varick up and sends him sternum first into the ring steps on the outside. KJ now kicks him, sends him down, hooks the head, and drives him face first into the floor on the outside. Referee's count is up to 7. It's up to 8. Can Varick get back up? Referee yelling at him to get back in. The count's at 9. Varick charges in. It's 10. He doesn't make it in. Let's go to the replay here as Varick really flexing his muscle here with that knee into the corner. And then a springboard elbow to the outside. And then watch this. KJ kicks the leg out from under him and then hooks the head, spikes him down into the floor. And that was enough to make it so Varick could not get back into the ring before the 10 count. The West Coast Kid picking up a count-out victory over Vince Varick. Either way, he's cashing his ticket at the pay window here on Trauma. Action in the women's division up next here as we have Maria Queen of the King's Gambit taking on Dottie Garret. And Queen charges in and takes Dottie down with a shoulder block. And now grabs onto the leg, and she's got that leg trapped. Twisting at the foot and the ankle, really putting the pressure on the knee of Dottie Garret. Dottie, though, able to get back to her feet. Maria able to avoid, but Dottie takes her down, stacks her up. But Queen kicks out quickly. Oh, Maria grabs onto her and drops down to the jawbreaker and again runs her over with a shoulder tackle. And now Maria grabs her from behind and an inverted DDT takes her down to the mat. Queen now goes for the cover, but Dottie's foot underneath the ropes. Referee calls for the break. Maria with a jumping elbow, and it's been all Maria Queen so far out of the gate. Oh, but Dottie gets back to her feet here. And now both women are tied up. Who's going to be able to get the advantage? And Dottie using that power to push Maria back to the corner. Referee trying to get in between. Oh, and Queen with a cheap shot. Kick to the midsection. Both women now locked up again. And this time it's Queen who backs Dottie up to the corner. Referee gets in between again and again. Another no clean break by Maria Queen as she takes a sucker punch shot there. And now slams Dottie into the canvas. Dottie to the outside. Oh, she caught Queen here. And now sends her backwards. Sends her now off with the, Irish whip and then a drop kick to the knee. Well placed shot there by Dottie Garret. As she delivers a couple of stomps to the face. Dottie now hoists her up to the fireman's carry, but Queen delivering some elbows to the head to get loose. Oh, and then just slaps her across the face. Queen now goes for the cover. She gets one, but that's all she gets. Might not be the best idea to try and insult Dottie Garret that way. Queen now. Second turnbuckle on the inside. And she connects with a drop kick that sends Dottie down. Dottie avoids the stomp, but she can't avoid the clothesline as Queen takes her back down to the mat. Kick to the midsection here by Queen. Hooking her up. Fisherman's Buster right on the top of her head. Uh-oh, Queen may be thinking bow down here. Oh, Dottie ducks the clothesline and then sends her off on the Irish whip, picks her up, and a spine buster by Dottie Garret. Queen, though, able to kick her away and then takes her down with a back leg trip. Queen gonna go up to the top turnbuckle here. Diving elbow, but Dottie moved out of the way. Dottie grabs onto the arms. Kamagoye drives the knee right through the head. And now, here we go. Ripcord forearm sends her down. Dottie goes for the cover and she hooks the leg. But Queen able to kick out at one. Dottie now scoops her up. Oh, rib breaker. And then power slams her down. Dottie again into the pin. 1, 2. And Queen kicks out again. And look at, you could see the look on Dottie Garrett's face. Trying to figure out what she's got to do. Oh, cross arm breaker applied here. Queen able to roll over though. Relinquish some of the pressure. And now a couple of punches to the face breaks the hold. But you can see Dottie now turning the attention to the arm. Maybe thinking to soften her up for the riveter. But it's Queen who sends her into the corner. And now Queen charges in and hits a flying forearm. A couple of stomps on Dottie Garret. Oh, but Dottie caught her with a kick to the midsection there coming out of the corner. She charges in and takes her down with a spear. Dottie grabs onto Queen, but Queen trips her down. And now Maria Queen sizing her up. Oh, short Uranagi slam. And she's got her locked into the Anaconda Vice. Can Dottie get out of this? And it looks like Queen decided to relinquish the hold, thinking that she wasn't going to get the submission here. But she goes back up to the top rope. Looking to fly again here. Diving crossbody, but Dottie caught her. And then slams her down. Dottie, gets hit with a right. And then Queen with a drop kick, and Dottie, I think she might have hit her head on the turnbuckle on the way down there. Queen now picks her back up, has her on a knee. She goes off the ropes, but Dottie avoids the boot. Catches her with a kick to the midsection. Now Dottie scoops her up. One more time with the rib breaker. And power slams her right in the middle of the ring. Dottie goes for the pin. She hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3. She got her. Let's go to the replay on this one. As Queen with that quick inverted DDT. And then off the middle rope with the drop kick. And she really had it going early here. Grabs Dottie, hooks her up, and down with the Fisherman Buster. Dropped her right on her head, but here Dottie, you see, ripcord forearm. Puts her down, but Queen would kick out. But then Dottie would scoop her up, and then into the knee, and then around with the power slam. And she would go for the cover, but Maria Queen would kick out. And then Queen would charge in with that forearm, but then Dottie catching her off the top rope and slamming her down. And then one more time, hoists her up, slams her into the knee, and then down with that power slam. And she'd go for the cover and pick up the 3 count. Dottie Garret coming through here on Thursday Trauma with a victory over Maria Queen as she celebrates her win. Here we go with our next match here on Thursday Trauma. It's Jack Frost taking on SPM. And Frost, look at this, wasting no time, right out of the gate, comes flying through with a clothesline to take SPM down. Both of these men found themselves on the winner's end of the paycheck last weekend at Final Judgment as Jack Frost defeated El Muerto, and SPM was victorious in that 6-man tag team match, teaming with the Timber Beast to take down the King's Gambit. And now they're locking horns here on Trauma as Frost now sends SPM tumbling backwards and then takes him down with a double axe handle and then a shoulder block. And Frost really feeling it early here as he's up on the second rope, waiting for SPM to get up. Swings a kick, but SPM avoids, but he can't avoid the diving double axe handle. And now Frost grabs onto the legs and stomps him right in the midsection. Frost dropping the elbow on the back, keeping the pressure going here. And a stomp to the back of the head by Frost. SPM pulls himself to the ring apron, trying to create a little bit of separation here. Frost drops him throat first across the top rope and sends him down to the floor. Frost now goes out to the outside. What's he got in mind now as he drives the elbow into the knee of SPM. Kick to the knee as SPM tried to kick, trying to do anything to get some offense going. Frost runs him over again and now brings him over towards the ring and sends him back inside. Frost now grabs on to SPM again. Irish whip into the buckle. Oh, SPM blocks the punch, delivers a right, but Frost now counters back the other way. Uh-oh, look out, thinking pile driver maybe, but SPM counters with a back body drop. And now SPM cranking the head and neck of Frost, trying to slow the momentum down a little bit here. SPM driving the elbow to the back. And he grabs onto the legs now of Frost. Oh, maybe thinking Boston Crab. He turns him over and sits back into it. Frost, though, reaches back and grabs the ankle and is able to take him down to relinquish the hold. SPM comes back in, but Frost kicks him back again. Frost now. Reversal of the Irish whip by SPM. Frost goes over the top rope to the apron. And now SPM grabs on, but Frost grabs the head. Snaps the neck on the top rope there. Goes for the pinfall attempt. Gets two, but SPM kicks out at two. Oh, Frost, you can sense a little frustration here. Goes right back into the pin. Wait, this time he's got his feet on the ropes. SPM able to kick out at one. Oh, SPM, look out, hoists him up, crosses the legs and drops him down into that double knee breaker. SPM maybe thinking suplex bomb here. No, drives the right fist right into the face of Frost. But Frost kicks him away. And now Frost gonna go to the top rope. Could be looking at the cold snap here. No, diving elbow instead. And now Frost gonna go right back out to the outside. We might see it this time. There it is, the cold snap. He goes for the cover and he hooks the leg. Two. No, SPM kicks out at the last split second, and look at Frost. He can't believe it. Frost now delivering a couple of stomps, but SPM back up to his feet, takes him down with a couple of clotheslines, ducks underneath, power slam by SPM. He hooks the leg, 1, 2, and Frost kicks out at 2. SPM driving the elbow to the back and now measuring Frost as he gets to his feet. Scoops him up onto the shoulders, but Frost slips out the back door and clips the knee of SPM. SPM goes to the floor. Frost wastes no time in going out after him. Frost now grabs onto SPM, but he counters with elbows into the midsection, and a boot takes down Frost. SPM now, double axe handle between the shoulder blades. And a stomp to the arm. Frost, though, able to get to his feet, and he sends SPM back into the ring, creates a little separation, and now gets back in. And you saw that SPM holding on to the knee there. Not sure what might have happened. He might have tweaked that knee somehow. Frost now goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3, got him. Not sure what happened there, but something as Frost got SPM in the ring. Maybe he caught his leg on the apron on the way in, but you could see it really did a number on the knee of SPM. But as we check out the replay here, Frost going for an early pin attempt there, and then here SPM picks him up and then down into the double knee breaker. And then Frost, though, to the top rope he goes. Diving elbow, thought he would go for the cold snap, but then immediately back to the top rope, and there was the cold snap. I thought it was over at this point, but SPM would just kick out in the nick of time. And then here SPM comes with those two big clotheslines, ducks underneath one from Frost and takes him over with a power slam. Into the pin he goes, but Frost would get the shoulder off the mat. But then after something happened to SPM on the outside, his knee, Frost getting him back in and able to pick up the win. Jack Frost continuing his winning ways with a victory over SPM here at Trauma. 6-man tag team action here up next on Thursday Trauma as we have dashing Aidan Flynn teaming with Too Large to take on the EWA World Tag Team Champions Rockin' Rumble, and JT Wolfe as Mount Monadnock just tossing dashing Aidan Flynn, and then driving a double axe handle into the head of Flynn. And this match, somewhat of a result of last weekend's final judgment, as it was Too Large challenging Rock and Rumble for the World Tag Team Championships. And Too Large scored the victory, albeit by countout. There was a lot of questioning as to whether Too Large realized what they were doing, as the title does not change hands via countout. So Rock and Rumble remain the champions, but Too Large, ever since last Saturday night, have been again just non-stop barking that they now have another win over the champions. Flynn able to avoid Monadnock there and now firing away. Oh, hits the forearm, but it doesn't phase the Big Mountain. And we can announce that it has been determined that next week on Thursday Trauma, we will get the rematch from Final Judgment, and Too Large will get another chance at the World Tag Team Champions Rock and Rumble with the titles on the line. And we'll have to see if Rock and Rumble can right the ship and defend the titles, or can Too Large wrestle it away from them finally, as Monadnock goes into the cover here and Flynn able to kick out. Also worth noting that a couple of weeks ago, Aidan Flynn scored an upset victory over JT Wolfe, as Kid Dynamic and Trey Starr get the respective tags, and Starr takes Kid down with a running Hurricane Rana takeover. And now delivers the kick to the back. Oh, Starr with an elbow drop attempt, but Kid gets out of the way, but Starr sends Kid back down to the mat, but Kid blocks the kick. Both men dodging here, but Starr snap suplex takes one half of the tag champs over. What another feather in the cap it would be for Too Large if they could score a win here, as Starr hits a big moonsault. He goes for the cover, but Kid gets the shoulder up. Off the ropes goes Trey, diving splash, but Kid moves out of the way. And now Dynamic charges in, looking for a float over DDT, but Trey blocks it. And now springs up into a double that double knee jawbreaker. Oh, but Kid trips Starr down to the mat. He picks him back up, but Trey catches him with a kick to the midsection, and then takes him down with a drop kick. Starr picking Kid Dynamic back up. Sends him over to his corner. Delivers the step-up kick to the face. Goes for the cover. And it's JT Wolfe who comes in to break up the pin. Starr now turning his attention back over to Kid Dynamic. Puts him into the corner. Oh, Kid grabbed onto Flynn, who was trying to get involved. Starr picks him up, but Kid reverses it into a bulldog. Kid Dynamic now gets the Irish whip reversed. Starr sends him over to that corner. I don't think he wants to be there. And now Starr taking a shot at Mount Monadnock. And now picks Dynamic up and ties him in the tree of woe in his own corner. Oh, but Kid kicks him in the head, able to get free. And now scoops Starr up and slams him down. Kid now picks him up. Starr, though, avoids. Hits him with a few kicks to the hamstring. Trying to tighten that up maybe. Oh, but Kid slips behind him and then drops him down with a reverse DDT. Kid Dynamic with an elbow. And now going out to the outside and up to the top rope. Diving elbow finds the mark. Kid Dynamic into the cover. One. No, Dax Winters comes in to break it up. Kid now grabs on to Starr. Stomping away. And now drives the knee into the back of the head, into the mat. And that's Kid Dynamic with the Hurricane Rana to take him down. Kid now working over the leg. of Trey Starr. He's got him pinned down right in the center of the ring there. And then stomp to the ankle. Kid now up to the middle turnbuckle here. Dives off, looking for maybe a Hurricane Rana, but Starr caught him and planted him with a powerbomb. He stacks him up into the pin, 2. And Kid Dynamic kicks out at 2. A lot of faith on the side of Wolfe and Mount Monadnock, thinking that Kid was able to kick out there. Oh, but Kid gets slammed to the corner, but tags JT Wolfe as Starr turned his back. And now what's Starr thinking? I think he's just trying to avoid Wolfe. Just keeps going in and out of the ring. Kick to the midsection, catches him. Oh, look out! Code Red by Starr onto Wolfe. That game of cat and mouse kind of confused Wolfe, I think, and now Starr. Oh, boot to the face. And now goes to the corner and he makes the tag to Dax Winters. And now Dax comes in with a drop kick, but Wolfe able to avoid him. Wolfe now cinching up Dax, lifts him up onto the shoulders, and power bombs him down. Wolfe grabs onto the arm, and now has it trapped, and now just pushing the face of Dax Winters into the mat. Follows it up with a stomp to the back for good measure. And now Wolfe snapmares Dax down. Oh, and look at that, just rubs the boot across the eyes of Dax Winters. Dax avoids the right, delivers one of his own, goes up and around with the satellite DDT. Dax now drives the elbow into the sternum and then standing shooting star press. He goes into the cover, but only gets one as Wolfe powers out. Dax now picking Wolfe back up to his feet. Reversal on the Irish whip sends Winters into his own corner. Wolfe running knee and then bulldogs him out of the corner. Wolfe now goes for the pin. 1, 2, and Dax Winters grabbed onto the ropes. I don't know if the referee saw it, but he was able to kick out. Wolfe now, double leg takedown. Looking to lock it in. Can he turn him over? It's the Lone Howl. He's got it in. Oh, but Trey Starr comes in with a drop kick to break it up, and now Wolfe turns his attention to Starr, sending him into the corner. He makes the tag to Mount Monadnock. Oh, look at this. Monadnock on the top rope, and Wolfe sends him flying with a rocket launcher. Aidan Flynn, what's he doing in there? Uh-oh. That's not where he wants to be. He better run for all he's worth. Oh, Monadnock. As Aidan Flynn running interference. Spin kick takes him down. Wait a second. There was no tag made. But Monadnock doesn't care as he slams Aidan Flynn down. He goes for the cover. And Winters breaks it up. Flynn kips up. Monadnock runs him over with a shoulder tackle. And the tag is made to JT Wolfe, and now Flynn crawling to the corner. And look at this, Wolfe turned his back. And Dax Winters comes in off the tag. Wolfe catches him with an elbow, scoops him up, rams him into the turnbuckle, and then just tosses him to the middle of the ring. Wolfe now in for the cover. And Flynn, who still was in the ring, makes the save. Wolfe now grabs onto Dax and takes him down with a double underhook powerbomb. Wolfe now knee to the back, yanking on the head with that chin lock. Dax able to finally slip out of it though. Whip into the corner. Dax, what's he got in mind here? Oh, scoop slam. Look at Dax taken down. Up to the second rope. Moonsault body block, and it connects, and Wolfe goes down. Dax now again to the second rope. And a diving arm drag. Follows it up with a springboard kick. Dax trying to hit him from all sides. Arm wrench into the back heel kick. Oh, but Flynn now catching him, grabs him, half and half suplex. He dropped him right on his head. Wolfe makes the tag to Mount Monadnock, who charges in, reverse avalanche in the corner. Monadnock with a cover, 2, and no, Winters kicks out at 2. Mount Monadnock drives the elbow into the leg of Winters, trying to keep him grounded. He sends him over to the corner. Mount Monadnock, headbutt, takes him down, and now yanks Dax out of that corner. Mount Monadnock, what's he got in mind here? He picks Dax back up. He's going to whip him back to the buckle. He makes the tag to Kid Dynamic. Look out! Kid's up on the top. They've got Dax down. He up on the shoulders of the Big Mountain as he walks him to the center of the ring and hits the landslide. Kid Dynamic now into the cover, but Aidan Flynn comes in to break it up. Kid now picking Dax up, whips him over to the corner, catches him with a right, and now the tag to Mount Monadnock. Oh no, they're going to do it the other way around now. And it's the Mountain on the shoulders of Kid, the power of Dynamic, and a landslide, a 400-pound landslide. Mount Monadnock with the cover. This has got to be all she wrote. And it's over. Let's go to the replay here as Mount Monadnock manhandling Aidan Flynn. And then Trey Starr flying through the air with a moonsault on Kid Dynamic, but then it would be Kid who would take to the skies with a diving elbow. And then catching him off the top rope was Starr, driving him with that powerbomb. But Kid would be able to kick out. And then here Wolfe charges in with that knee lift and then yanks him out into the Bulldog. He'd go for the cover, but Dax Winters would just barely get a hold of the bottom rope, and then Dax hits that back heel kick on Flynn. But then Mount Monadnock would take over on Dax Winters. And then here we'd go to the tag. Kid Dynamic up top, onto the shoulders of the Big Mountain as he brings him out to the center of the ring and drops down with the landslide. But then they would run it back after Flynn broke it up, but this time it would be Monadnock coming crashing down, and that was enough to bring this one to a close. The World Tag Team Champions and JT Wolfe picking up a win. And can the champs keep that momentum rolling into next week when they defend against Too Large again? It's main event time here on Trauma, and we have the EWA World Heavyweight Champion, Alexander Alberts, fresh off of his successful title defense against Bulldog Bay at Final Judgment as he rolls up Moose here with a small package, trying to make quick work of his opponent here. It's Moose the Maple Mauler with this non-title match against the champion. And we know there's no shortage of history between these two, as it was Moose who was the first ever EWA World Heavyweight Champion, but was dethroned by Alexander Alberts back at Battle Zone of last year. And you know Moose would like nothing better than to put a blemish on the record of the champion and score a win here. But Alberts shocked the world, which is weird to say for the champion going into a title defense, but shocked the world indeed by stopping the meteoric win streak of Bulldog Bay at Final Judgment, and now immediately has to set his sights on the former champion Moose, as Alberts now hoists him up and down with a big Uranage slam. The champion now measuring Moose, grabbing the arm from behind. Got both arms pinned behind Moose here. Maybe thinking tiger suplex, but Moose able to reverse and goes into a rear waist lock. The champion takes him over the shoulder and down to the mat, and now applying a side headlock on the mat. Moose, though, trying to get back to his feet, but the champion unrelenting with this headlock. As Moose able to escape now, and he transitions into a standing top wrist lock. Look at Moose applying even more pressure, using that strength advantage that he has over the champion here. Albert's, though, able to slip out, and now has a hammerlock applied on Moose. And really wrenching it in here as Moose now needs to find a way out of this. Albert's now goes and trips him down to the mat. Oh, he grabs on, looking for a guillotine here, and he's got it in. He takes Moose down to the mat. Oh, but Moose, look at the power, back to his feet, and then slams the champion into the canvas to break the hold. Moose now sends him off on the Irish whip and lifts him through the air with a back body drop. Stomp to the back of the head by Moose. Oh, and he's starting to wind up and get the momentum rolling here. Oh, but Alberts blocks, takes him with a right hand, and then slips underneath and drops him with a DDT. He goes into the cover and he hooks the leg. 1, 2, no. Moose shoots the right shoulder up. The champion now. Kick to the midsection, blocked by Moose. Moose with a big forearm. Then clubs him in the back. Uh-oh, Moose hoists him up. Looking for a Canadian backbreaker, but the champion able to escape. Moose dodges, delivering kicks, and now, uh-oh, look out, cinches him up. Could be Canadian Destroyer. Moose now goes into the cover. He might have the win here. 2. No, the champion just gets the left shoulder up in time. Moose delivers a stomp, and now double sledge to the back of Alexander Alberts, who rolls out to the floor, maybe out of instinct to try and get some separation. Moose comes out, but the champion catches him. Oh, hoists him up. Look at the power of the champion here. Holds him high and then drives him down with a suplex on the floor. Alberts now grabs onto the hand of Moose and pulls him up to his feet, and then sends him over towards the entrance area of the ringside. What's he got in mind here? Picks him up, pendulum backbreaker. Referee's count is up to 6 now as Albert sends Moose back into the ring. A stomp to the knee. Oh, Moose avoids a second one. Kicks the leg out from underneath the champion. Oh, but Alberts with a double axe handle. Crashes into him again. Ducks the clothesline. And takes to the air with a flying clothesline. He charges into the corner. Hits one in the corner as well. Alberts now measuring his opponent as Moose gets to his feet. Moose, though, blocks the forearm, but Alberts catches the kick, trips him down to the mat, and now wraps him up. Oh, turns it into an STF. He's got it locked in, but Moose able to roll him out of it. Alberts, though, drops up. Look out, DDT again. He rolls Moose over, center of the ring, hooks the leg. 1, 2, no! Moose gets the right shoulder up again. The champion now, oh, stalking his prey, could be looking for the Dragon Sleeper here. He hooks the head, and he's got it locked in, right in the middle of the ring. Nowhere for Moose to go. Can he escape? No! He taps out, and it's over. Let's go to the replay here as Moose launching the champion through the air with that back body drop, but then Alberts slips underneath, drops him with that DDT, goes into the cover, hooks the leg, but Moose able to kick out. But then Moose here would get it going, kick him in the midsection, and then drive him into the mat with the Canadian Destroyer. Thought he may have had the champion defeated here, but Alberts would just barely get the left shoulder up, and then look at him hoist up Moose, the 275-pounder, and then crashes down with the suplex. Moose, though, gets caught with a double axe handle. Alberts crashes into him again, off the ropes, flying clothesline takes him down. And then Moose gets caught here again with that DDT. The champion would roll him over into the pin, but Moose just able to get the right shoulder off the mat. But then the Dragon Sleeper was locked in, and there would be no escape as Moose would be forced to surrender. And the World Heavyweight Champion picks up another win via submission as we get to the close of Thursday Trauma. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.